Hi and welcome to the WordPress course. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can add a new user. So just go to your dashboard and then hover over user and then click on add new. You can also hover over new and then you can click on user. And here you need to enter the details. So you need to enter the username. I will enter the username Saurav, and then you need to enter the email. I will enter a fake email. So saurav@abcd.com, and here I will enter Saurav, and the last name I will leave it empty, and the website again I will skip this, I will leave it. And here you need to enter your password. So I will enter 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8, and then I will click on confirm use of weak password, and I will uncheck this one. So this sent user notification, I will uncheck this one. If I keep this checked, then it will send an email to this email address, but right now we are on localhost and localhost can't do that. We can't send an email from localhost, but if we were on live server, then I would have kept it checked. But right now we are not on live server, so I will keep this unchecked. And here we have the option of role, and this is very important and we are going to talk about it in great detail. So just click on that. We have 5 user role here. We have subscriber, we have contributor, we have author, we have editor, and then we have administrator or admin. So let's talk about all of them from the very bottom. So first up is administrator. So what is an administrator user role? Well, right now the account with which we have logged in into this website, the Subham Saurav account, or this account with the username Subham, this account is an admin account. Okay, and an admin is just like an admin. It has all the power. It can do anything. It can add new post, it can add new page, it can add comment, it can add category, it can change the setting, it can add a new theme, it can add a new user, it can change a theme, it can delete a theme, it can add new plugin, it can activate a plugin, it can do all kind of stuff. So admin is the most powerful user role, and they can do everything that is possible on this website. Okay, so the admin is the most powerful one, and they are the most powerful. They have all the power and all the control over this website. They can change the site title, they can change the site tagline, they can add new user, they can delete a user, they can do all that stuff. The second most powerful user role is editor. An editor is just like an editor of a news publication. They are only concerned with the content part. So an editor in WordPress can add new post, can edit their own post, can delete their own post, they can publish their own post, and they can also edit, delete, and publish the post of other people. Okay, so an editor can also edit, delete, and publish the post of other people. They can also approve and unapprove comments. So they can also moderate comment. They can add new category, they can add new tag, they can delete and edit tags. So they can also work with tags, and they can also work with pages. Okay, so this editor user role is only concerned with the content part. They can work with post, they can edit their post, they can work with post of other people, they can publish them, they can add and approve comment, they can work with comment, they can work with pages, they can add new media, they can add new pictures, they can add new videos, but they cannot change the setting. They cannot change the setting, they cannot add a new user, they cannot mess around with user, they cannot work with user, they can't add new user or delete a user, they cannot add a new plugin, they cannot delete a plugin, they cannot change the theme. So they can't do any of the admin stuff, but they can work with the content part. So again I'm repeating, they can add new post, they can edit their own post, they can delete their post, and they can also publish their post, and they can also edit, delete, and publish the post of other people, of other user roles. They can add new media, they can add new category and tag, they can work with pages. So they can do all that stuff. They can also moderate comment. Okay, now let's talk about the third most powerful user, the author. An author is just an author. They can write, edit, and publish their own post. They can also delete their post. They can also add new tag, but they cannot add new category. They will have to work with existing category. So an author cannot add new category. And obviously it goes without saying that they cannot work with themes and plugins and users and settings. They can't do any of that. They only have control over some of the things of this content part, and they are less powerful than editors. So these author cannot approve and unapprove comment. They can't do any of that. They also, as I said, cannot create new category, but what they can do is they can create new tag and they can write their own post. They can edit their own post, they can delete their post, and they can also publish their own post. And they have only power over their own content. Okay, so your editor had power over content of other people, but this author has power over only and only their content. They can't mess around with content of other people. Okay, so again, what author can do is they can write their own post, delete their own post, they can publish their own post and edit their own post. They can add tag, but they can't work with comments, they can't create new category, and that's it. And also again, they cannot change the setting or theme or plugin or add new user. They can't do any of that stuff. Now the second least powerful user account is a contributor. Users with contributor role can add new post, they can delete their own post, but these contributor cannot publish any post. They can't do that. Now suppose that you are building a news website, you have lots and lots of people, so a user with the contributor role will only be able to edit their own post and they will be able to add their own post, but they cannot publish it. So their post will be published by the editor. And also obviously it goes without saying that they cannot change the theme or the plugin, or they cannot add new user, they can't change the setting, and they are less powerful than authors. So as I said, they cannot publish their own post. These contributor cannot publish their own post, they can only add it and they can only edit it. This contributor cannot add media, they can't add images, they can't do any of that stuff. They can just write their content and they can edit their content, and that's it. So an editor will publish it, and they also can't work with comments or categories. Alright, now the least powerful user role is subscriber. The subscriber user role is the least powerful. They can't do anything in the admin area. They can't add new post, they can't approve comment, they can't do any of that stuff. They cannot add their own post, they cannot approve comment. So they can only log in into our website and they can add some comment on some post and view their comment, and that's it. They can't do much. They can't add new posts, they can't add new pages, and that's it. Alright, so we will create a new author, and then I will click on add new user, and now the user is added, and now we have arrived at the all user page. And here you can see we have two users. We have Subham Saurav, which is an admin, and we have Saurav, which is an author. The interesting thing about this account, the account which we are using right now, is that we are an admin, and because we are an admin, we can also edit the profile of other user. So we are an admin, and here is the sort of user, so we can go and we can edit this sort of profile. So we can go here and we can change the setting, we can add a last name. So let's add something like this and scroll down, and then I will click on update user. You can also send a password reset link. Here you can see you can send a password reset link, you can do all that stuff. So now let's just go back to user, and here you can see the name has changed. So this is what I wanted to show you. Because you are logged in with an admin account, you can do a lot of stuff. Now let me just log out, and then I will log in with this sort of account, the new account which we just created. So sort of, and then 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8, and then I will click on login. And now here you can see that we can't do much here. We can't work with user, we can't do any of that stuff, we can't work with pages, and we can only go and update our profile right here. We can just add new post, and that's it. That's it. We cannot edit the post published by other users, so we can't do any of that stuff here. Okay, So let's just log out. I will again log in with the Subham profile and then log in. And now we are back with full power. And if you want to change the user role, you can do that as well. Just click on edit, and then you can scroll down, and then you can choose the user role. You can choose editor, you can choose contributor, you can do whatever you want to. I have selected editor, and then I will update the user. And now I will go back, and here you can see the role of this user has changed. It is now editor. Now you can go ahead and play with this setting on your own. Please go ahead and create a subscriber, create a contributor, create an author, and create a editor, and then log in with those user profile and see what you are capable of with those account, and verify all the information which I gave you. Alright, that's it for this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.